So we're going to make a Zoom link and then we're going to post it in our on-campus page um, on the bulletin board for our students. So we're in Zoom. We're going to hit schedule to create the Zoom link. And you're probably just going to call it like your class, Mr. Frawley's class. Great. Something general because we're going to use the same one for all of the classes all day. We don't have to worry about the time and duration. We're just going to make it a recurring meeting. So that's all good. We're going to generate an automatic ID. We're not going to use the personal meeting ID. That one you don't want to use for classes. I keep them separate. Passcode, you can personalize the passcode if you want, but you do want to use one, definitely. The kids will only need that if they're signing in on a personal device instead of using their school computer. They shouldn't need it on the school computer. So if you wanted to personalize it to make it something easier to type than those 6 digits, then go for it. You do want that waiting room on as well, definitely. Host and participants video, both on, good. Telephone and computer audio, great. Outlook is our calendar, super. And we'll look at the advanced options here. You don't want them to join before the host. You don't want them in there without the adult, monitoring. Mute them on entry. That just means that when they log in, they'll already be muted. That's entirely up to you. I usually do not do that. I will mute them myself when I'm ready for it, but when they first come in, I like for us to be able to greet each other. You do not want to check this authenticated users one. The students are not authenticated users. They do not have Zoom accounts, so leave that blank, but do automatically record it and save that locally, not in the cloud. Great. And then if you want to add alternative hosts, perhaps there is a learning specialist that you're going to use. Put the learning specialist in there, or maybe Mr. Protnicki wants to be in there. Throw Abe in there as those hosts. That's great. And we're just going to save that to schedule it. So now if you go to the meetings tab of Zoom, you have Mr. Frawley's class right there. And each day you can just hit start and you're good to go. It will stay there until you delete it because it is recurring. So it doesn't matter what time of day it is. It doesn't matter how long you want the meeting to last. You can hit start right here or delete it, at the end of the year when you're done. We chose Outlook as our calendar, so this opened in the background. It does not open right in front of you, so you might have to go down to the tray and find it to see where that is. You don't necessarily need this. You could make this recurring if you wanted it to appear every day in your calendar. You could click Make Recurring. Choose. Well, this is going to start at 8 a.m. And maybe I repeat this every weekday, daily on weekdays from now until, June 18th or whatever. So that's if you want this to show up in your calendar like that. Entirely up to you if you want that. Personally, I don't. So I'm going to cancel this. I'm just going to leave it as that one day. But before I do close this out, I am going to copy this info. So I'm going to Control-C, copy the link, the ID, and the passcode, because this is important stuff. And then I'm going to hit send. It's going to tell me it can't send it because I didn't invite anyone to it. Of course, if you wanted to invite Protnicki, Maria, whomever, throw those email addresses in there. But I'm not going to do that. This is only going to show up one day in my calendar, and I'm not going to use my Outlook calendar for it. So do I want to save it and close it? Yes. So now that's saved and closed. And if I really want to find that in my Outlook calendar, it will show up. Yep, there it is in the Outlook calendar right there. But that info I copied, I am going to take that over to OnCampus. And I am going to open up my class to the bulletin board. I am going to enter edit mode. Now, I've already set some stuff up on here. So I have some text up here. I have some info with links and things down here. So whether it's in text, which I can edit here, pretty simple to just go down and Control-V, boom, there's that info for the kids. If they want that, just hit save. Or if you're doing it in links, you just add one, call it Zoom class. In the description, I'll put everything, all that stuff. I'll take this URL specifically, Control-C, Move that up. Oops. Don't do that. But I had highlighted it, but I didn't. There we go. Control C, Control V. There's a link there. Save. So it shows up like that. And if I go back into my bulletin board here, there's that Zoom link there, and it's also here's where it is in links. So I have it in those spots. You do not have to do it in both. I was just demonstrating what that looks like. If you come in here and you don't have text yet or you don't have links yet, all that stuff comes over on the left. So you can choose one of the layouts for the bulletin board page. There are, I think, 6 of them. I'm partial to this one myself, but it's up to you. And then you can drag stuff over. So I've already dragged over links and text, but you can put a photo section, just pick it up and drag it and put it where you want it to go. And then there it is. And then you just hit add or this little guy to edit it. Now you may have to hit this publish layout changes if you've done like stuff like drag new stuff over. So you hit publish layout changes. And then if you go back to the bulletin board, you'll see them. I didn't put any photos in. That's why there's not a photos thing there. But yeah, it's pretty simple. You enter edit mode, drag over the stuff you want, put the info in that you want, publish any layout changes, and then you can preview it by just going back to the bulletin board. And that's about it. So I hope that helps you adding this stuff into OnCampus in a place where the kids can find it. And if you have questions, let me know.